latest edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. We're back up here in Ogden at Club Teasers, Johnny Ritchie, and tonight's fighter brought to you by Mark Marine. Kick the dealer, not the tires. Hey, great night of fights on slate. We got a bunch of different gyms represented in the card tonight. What's going on?
Well, Mike, yeah, it's kind of a cool thing to see that you got fighters coming from all different corners of Utah and from other places, but they're all training. They're all spending their time in the gym. You've got guys from Team Elite, Northern Connection, Ultimate Combat Training Center, Westside Jiu Jitsu, and I think these guys are really out to prove that their gym is supreme in the Valley.
What about Drew Crew?
Oh yeah, Drew Ellisor. How could I forget Drew Crew? He's on the card tonight, a guy that's been away for a little while, but he's making his return tonight, Mike.
Okay, lots of big things going on, but your main event hits a couple of guys that lightweights. What do you know about these two?
I know Greg Giles is training over at the Northern Connection, Mike. They said that this kid, he's been around the block. He knows how to fight. He's not afraid to step inside the cage, and when he does, he always puts on a show. But his opponent, Patrick Upton, is training at the Ultimate Combat Training Center, and this kid, Mike, you never know what to expect from him. He can knock guys out, he can submit you, but no matter what, when he fights, it is exciting.
Okay, baby, lots of big names on the card. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be a good one. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you.
Starts now. Warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight.
In your welterweight division, got a couple of guys that are both pretty darn tough. Who are they, Johnny?
We got Stauffer, Mike, representing Team Elite, a kid that, man, every time he steps inside the cage, he looks that much better. You know, he doesn't fight for us a whole lot, but when he does, he puts on a great performance. The guy he's fighting is Gabe Francis, the Animal, who last time he got in the cage, Mike, he got a big knockout, and he's still feeling high from that big one punch. So
I'm telling you, it's like cracking one over the fences, man. You just don't get over that high until the next time. Hopefully he doesn't feel the pain of the other side. Welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out. It's always the agony of defeat, Johnny Ritchie. Once you've experienced knocking somebody out, you never want to experience being on the other end of that shot.
Well, Mike, I know Alex, the bleeder, Stauffer, is planning on letting the Animal feel that little bit of a loss tonight.
Hopefully he's not going to be doing any of the bleeding tonight. A 5'10", 150 pounds, trains over there with Team Elite.
I like to stand up, like to throw my hands, throw kicks, but I train the ground and I like to go down and working on my wrestling. So basically I'll go wherever the fight takes me. Been doing a lot of conditioning, just working out with all my teammates. That's about it. I've been training really hard for this fight. I feel that my stand-up's pretty good and been working a lot on my wrestling, so I feel pretty confident that I'm gonna take it.
Sounds like he's been doing it all, Johnny Ritchie. You got the stand-up down, got the wrestling down, and his ground game is right where he wants it to be.
Well, Mike, Gabe, the Animal fan friend of that, Mike, is a guy that doesn't get a whole lot of time to train, but doesn't take away from the fact that he's getting in here, Mike, to put on a great show for the people at home and in the crowd tonight.
That 6 foot tall, 169 pounds, goes by the nickname of the Animal.
I'm definitely going to try and keep it standing, especially since he's out of Elite. I'm just going to try and stand up and bang, but if we take it to the ground, I'm just going to do what I can and see what happens. My job's pretty tough. I melt like 3,000 degrees still all day, so I'm just sweating and lifting heavy all day. So. And that's what I do all day. I'm just running hard, sweating. It's like 120 degrees and with the fan blowing on you. So it's pretty good work. It gets me strong. Hey, Alex, I'm just here. I think I maybe got a harder job, so hopefully that'll get me through this mother.
When he started that job, Johnny's hair was white.
Yeah, Mike, now, yeah.
You know, he may said something kind of funny to me, though. He wants to stand and trade because his opponent trains on Elite. I don't understand.
Well, I think what he means, Mike, is that he's probably going to be way better than him on the ground. I think the Animal knows he has a puncher's chance, Mike, and I think that's where he's going to take his chance and his best odds are up top.
They do train some stand-up.
Oh!
Well, you see right there, it looks like Stauffer just connected with a right hand that just dropped Gabe Francis to his back.
Gabe Francis, maybe standing on your feet wasn't such a good idea, but right here, doing some pretty good things from the guard, things I wouldn't expect him to do. Once again, not training, just working really hard. Oh, and right to his feet was that with that move.
Created just enough space there to get right back up onto his feet where he wanted to be in the first place. But, you know, you'd think strategically he's given up a bit of a reach advantage here. And right there you see a kick land, and, well, Gabe Francis on his butt again.
Well, he threw a kick, Mike, and slipped and then landed on his back. But at the same time, Stauffer threw a punch, and he scooted right out of the way of it just in the nick of time.
Francis does a pretty good job of just dodging out of those punches, getting out of the way just in the nick of time. Hasn't really taken one flush. Missing with the kick himself there and eating a couple of punches as a result.
Yeah, eating a couple punches here, Mike, and now these guys are going to exchange a couple knees. But right there, a nice elbow by Gabe Francis that really woke Alex Stauffer up.
Pretty back and forth action here, and if you ask me, it's pretty even. Both guys have landed some pretty decent shots. Both guys have missed some shots as well, but looks pretty even in the early going.
Well, I like fights like this, Mike, that you know, you never know what's going to happen. They're on their feet, and then all of a sudden next second they're on their back, and then right back up to their feet. These guys are just kind of all over the place, and that's what I like to see.
And it's all offense. You're not seeing a whole heck of a lot of defense. These guys are both coming out here and lay it all on the line for you, but maybe getting a little bit tired as the round is drawing to a close here, Johnny.
Well, Mike, once again, you know, you could be training your butt off all day, or you could be in there working in 120-degree heat, but that doesn't replace the fact that you're in the cage laying it all on the line and fighting hard.
Well, yeah, especially when you're going at the pace they've gone at. They've gone pretty hard for just about this entire first round, and you see some signs of fatigue there, but they're still throwing some pretty heavy leather, and Gabe Francis is going to finish the round with a very nice combination.
Oh, Mike, I'm excited about that, rather. That was blow for blow and shot for shot. Once again, you talked about no defense. Yeah, there was no defense there. They were just looking for that reset button and swinging away until they found it.
Really, this is going to be a hard round to score. I've seen both these guys have landed some big shots. An attempt at submission here by Gabe Francis. Really got a pretty tight chokehold on, but giving up a little bit of size advantage, it might be difficult to put that one on.
Yeah, but I like what he did right there, Mike, is he threw a big knee and then threw a nice elbow. He's throwing 3 or 4 elbows from just a standing position that have all landed on the side of Alex Stauffer's face.
Absolutely, and some pretty decent leg kicks here from both gentlemen. And again, you know, you see these first-timers coming, or these new guys coming here, and these guys are starting to throw a pretty wide variety of techniques. I'm seeing a lot of knees and elbows and kicks and a lot of different things that you really wouldn't expect to see from a couple guys that have only been in a little while.
Well, Mike, either they're training a whole lot, Mike, or they have a worn down rewind button on their remote control from watching all kinds of fights, because some of these guys, they don't really train a whole lot, but they just know what they're going to do once they get inside this cage.
Well, once again, a pretty good couple knees there from Alex Stauffer to finish the round, and that one, in my view, was just a toss-up. That could have gone either way, and I'm sure most judges are going to see it the same way. So when we come back, we're going to have a round 2, and Johnny, I think it's anybody's ball game at this point.
Absolutely, I make anyone's ball game, so wow.
All right, round 2 when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you see on the Crush Combat Cam where we had a pretty action-packed first round between Gabe Francis and Alex Stauffer. And some of the things we saw, John Ritchie, may have looked a little amateurish and they were a little sloppy, but they did show a wide variety of techniques that we mentioned in the first round that looked like these guys may have maybe studied a little bit before.
Yeah, studied a little bit. Alex Stauffer once again said he's training over there with the Jeremy Horn and Team Elite. So he's there quite a bit, working his butt off to make sure that when he does get in the cage, Mike, he is going to get himself a victory. Gabe Francis, on the other hand, Mike, is just one of these guys that learns by osmosis. He watches the show and fights just as hard. You would never know.
Well, for whatever they lacked in ring time experience, they certainly made up for it in action and heart and determination. Both these guys came out and were swinging pretty much from the start of the round to the end of the round. And as I mentioned as we were going to the break, I really felt like this was about as close a round as could have been. And on a judge's scorecard, you never know the way they're going to score it.
Yeah, Mike, and I think the second round it's started out the same way. These guys are going back and forth. No one man is really leading the fight in terms of absolute domination, but they're trading shots and trading positions, and that's what a fight's all about.
And you do see Alex Stauffer making a bit of an adjustment where he did have Gabe Francis pinned up against cage for just a minute there, but seems to find himself back out toward the center of the cage. And really, as you mentioned, nobody's really taken charge in this fight and taken advantage of their opponent at all.
Mike, I have a feeling that fatigue is probably going to become a factor in this, just because of the fact that they're not maybe training as hard or as much as they should have. Even though Alex Stauffer is in the gym, right now it looks like he's huffing and puffing a little bit.
Well, I don't know that it's lack of training. It's just the pace that they've come out at it. And really, when your opponent takes the level of energy up like that, it's hard for you to not rise to that level without getting beat up on a little bit. So I think these guys are just going at such a rough pace to begin with. Now they're going to have to slow down just a little bit and be a little more calculated in what they do.
Well, as long as we can see 30-second flurries, let's let them rest for 10 seconds in between.
Why not?
And then right there, that's it, Matt. That's it.
On cue, there comes Gabe Francis with a big combination, landed 3 or 4 punches and some knees. And as you mentioned, Alex Stauffer really didn't have a whole lot in return there. I think he just looked getting a little tired.
Yeah, Mike, that front push kick is an example of that. He's just kind of getting lazy, keeping Gabe Francis away from him. But throws 3 or 4 punches and then takes a couple big deep breaths.
You know, early on I mentioned that Gabe Francis was doing a good job kind of dodging those punches, but he's not even trying to dodge them now, man. These guys are just punching each other, and you're not seeing a whole lot of defense from either one of them.
Well, yeah, you can see the blood that's coming out from his face. I'm not sure if that's his nose or his mouth, but Gabe Francis is bleeding, and that's because he has taken a couple shots. He forgot about the bob and stopped doing the weave.
Well, not doing either one, I'm busy. Now right here, Alex Stauffer getting a burst of energy and throwing a 4 or 5 punch combination. Not a whole lot of those landing, but you did see a burst of energy, maybe got a second win.
Oh my God, did you see the face of Dave Still? He said he's always warning these guys if there is a lull in the action, he's going to make sure that they know they better get busy or he's going to stop this fight.
Or he'll tackle him or something.
Yeah, put him... He'll be the one doing the tackling and the punching and kicking.
Certainly, it looks like, these guys, one will have a burst of energy and land a big combination, and then the other will have one, and they never seem to get that same burst of energy at the same time.
Man, well, right there, Gabe Francis, if he could have done that, in the 20 seconds into it, that'll win you around. You're right, absolutely.
Finish a round with a nice, solid combination like that, and you'd have to give him the nod in the second round, but geez, with that first round being as close as it was, this is anybody's ball game.
Anybody's ball game, Mike. You heard Jeremy Horn right there in the corner telling this guy, get your damn hands up. If you let your hands go like that down by your side, Gabe's gonna punish you for it. And see if he does that.
Well, Gabe Francis very well could be up 2 rounds nothing, very well could be down 2 rounds nothing. Just never know how the judges are seeing it. Very good action though for a couple of guys that don't have a whole lot of experience. Once again.
Well, Mike, that's what the show is all about. Ultimate Combat is always willing to give these guys the opportunity to step inside the cage and become the future of mixed martial arts, and I think that's what these guys have in mind.
Oh, baby, another big right hand there by Gabe Francis that sends Alex Stauffer to the canvas, and boy, that could just very well seal the deal if they wind up in a kind of a stalemate situation here. Gabe Francis with a big punch at the beginning of the third round here.
Big punch now, Mike, looking for possibly to get him inside of his guard and work on a guillotine. He does have the head nice and tight. He is getting his legs wrapped around, but Alex Stauffer, I think, is pretty comfortable from this position.
Well, it's kind of strange. Gabe Francis expressed that he was maybe a little uncomfortable on the ground in his pre-fight interview, but so far he's done a pretty good job of positioning and using his guard guard and looking for submissions when he has gone to the ground.
Well, yeah, Mike, and once again, he's done a good job using his feet as a deterrent. He's pushing Alex away from him, and when he does get close, he pushes him, and when he gets too close, he wraps him up and doesn't let him have any room. And that's signs of a guy that's been in here before. So this is
he's looking for submissions here. He's not just kind of hanging out underneath there. You saw an elbow attempt right there as well. He's not just kind of hiding out. He's staying pretty busy underneath.
Well, Mike, I think Alex Stauffer, his corner's telling him crowd him against the fence, and by doing so, that takes away the fact that Gabe Francis will be able to climb up the body and look for possible submission attempts.
Well, I think, if I know Dave Sillystead, and I think I do, he's going to be looking at standing these guys up. If you don't see a little more action come out of him here in the next little bit, I know he likes to see guys working, and it looks like maybe he'll take a little bit of a break underneath.
Yeah, Mike, well, Dave is all about pressing the action. He wants to make sure that the people that paid good money and the people at home are going to get a good show here. So you're right, Mike. I wouldn't doubt if he doesn't stop this thing here momentarily.
Maybe give him a little bit of rope right here because due to the fatigue factor, but I think at some point you got to look at standing him back up and getting him back restarted.
Oh, Mike, as we say that, it doesn't happen, so I don't know. Maybe he knows that they were fighting so hard the first 2 rounds. Maybe they deserve a little break.
Yeah, I don't know Dave as well as I thought I did.
Yeah, well, it depends on what time of the month. You never know. I mean, whatever mood Dave's in, he'll do it.
He's a fine referee, though, and a good fighter in his own right. He's a guy that was pretty action-packed when he did fight, so he likes to see these fighters get in and do the same.
That's right. Go shout out to old Dave. But yeah, Mike, really not much going on here. Alex Stauffer in the top position. Once again, Gabe Francis underneath, throwing punches to the body now. Alex Stauffer just seems to be content with kind of squishing him up against the cage.
I'm not sure
and not really doing much.
Taps that Gabe Francis was throwing underneath, but I think Dave is probably thinking in terms of the fact that if you're winning a fight and you're on top and you're going to stall out a loss, then I guess I'll go ahead and let you do that.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. And Alex Stauffer, Mike, but once again, I don't know, how's this thing going to go? How's this thing going to play out? What are the refs are going to judge this on? Takedowns,
I
strikes?
There's some big strikes that were devastating strikes both in the second and third round that I think should win Gabe Francis this fight. But it was one of those fights that tough one to score, and only the judges know at this point.
Well, Mike, I would hate to be a judge in this position, so maybe we should listen in.
13-27. Judge number 2 scores it out 29-28, and judge number 3 scores it out 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner.
Oh, Johnny, I don't
Not at all.
agree with that one at all.
No, Mike, I can't. Wow, I don't know. The judges, what were they seeing?
Well, let's not take anything from Alex Stauffer. He gets
Tough
the win
kid
here, but I'm not really so sure I agree.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Ayers Law Firm and the DUI Hotline. Give Tyler a call at 255-5555 or check him out online at utahduihotline.com.
Alex Stauffer is a tough kid, man, and I want to tell you, Gabe, for a guy that's virtually untrained, you roll around and in the garage and you mess around, you've got a lot of heart and you've got a little bit of talent, man. I just want to tell you, I'm excited about you, man. I hope you come back and do this thing some more.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be back on the 23rd.
I mean, you don't even see, you just fought 3 hard rounds and you really don't seem winded as a lot of guys that go 1 round and they're gassed. You still look good, man, and how you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. It sucks that I lost, but that guy's a damn good fighter. I hit him with some.
Oh, without a doubt.
My first time never get knocked down like that. That was good. It was great.
No, you guys are trading shots, and it was awesome. And I know the people here are happy that you got in here and did it. You put on a hell of a show, Gabe. I just want to say you are welcome to fight with us anytime. On behalf of Ultimate Combat Experience, I want to say, hey, man, tonight you were good, but just not good enough. But thank you so much for being a part of the experience. Please come back and do it again. Is there anyone you need to thank?
Yeah, I just need to thank my corner Dave, my corner Matt. They're over there and kicking my ass every day. A couple of my friends out there in the crowd. Just thank them all. Thank you guys for coming out. This is great. Thank you guys.
Once again, Gabe, you come back and do this for us anytime, man. We're proud of you. And I just want to say thanks for being a part of it, man.
Thank you.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
What a war. How does it feel coming out of a battle like that?
Really good. There.
Man, it didn't look like it would feel very good. Win, lose, or draw, you both are going to go home and be a little sore tonight.
Yeah, for sure. He hit me with some pretty hard shots, and some of them rocked me pretty good, but I get hit harder than that in training all the time, so just suck it up and try to give it back to him.
You guys train too hard. You got hit hard on that and train all the time. I'm going to tell you, though, it took a lot. I mean, both you guys sucked down deep and came back and just battled it out for 3 rounds. Very impressive.
Yeah, he's a tough kid, and I'm glad I got to fight a tough kid because that was definitely the hardest fight I fought so far.
All right, man, what's next for you, brother?
Go back to training on Monday, and hopefully go down to St. George this next week and do it again.
You're gonna take Sunday off, though, right?
No.
I think you could deserve the day off tomorrow.
Not if I'm fighting in another week, I'm not.
Hi, brother. Great job, man.
Thanks.
Wow, what a war.
That was a great fight right there, man. Gabe Francis, what a stud, man. He gets in here virtually really untrained, Mike, and he fought hard 3 rounds, which
I'm gonna be
says
honest.
a lot, you know?
I'm not sure I agree with the decision, especially when I saw 30-27.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I don't agree. I do not. I respectfully disagree.
I agree to disagree with some of these judges tonight. I don't know what the deal is with them. But anyways, it was
I'm not going to call anybody out tonight or anything like that, but I respectfully disagree.
Well, Mike, you got to love a fight like that. Once again, both these guys getting in there. And tonight, Mike, there's something in the air. These guys are fighting extra hard, and I'm loving it.
And these two are making out. It's ridiculous. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. been waiting for this guy to get in this show for a little while. Been cornering for a long time. He's Bird Dog's corner, the big ornery-looking one, Paul Olsen, man. Who's he fighting?
Well, Mike, he's fighting Drew Ellisor, a guy, Mike, that he's done the stand-up game, he's done kickboxing, he's done Muay Thai, he's done NHB. Drew has been in every situation you can put him in. But Big Paul Olsen says, I'm going to put him in something tonight that he's never been in, and that's a lot of pain. That's a lot of.
I guess we should say we've seen Paul fight before, just not in the cage.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one. Heavyweight no holds barred. Check it out.
I have been looking forward to see Paul Olsen get in here for quite some time. Those who train with him will say the kid is just an absolute beast. They call him Ralphie because he looks like that kid in the Christmas story.
Well, Mike, that's one kid I wouldn't want to. I'd get him a BB gun. If he wanted one, I'd get this kid whatever he wanted.
Put your eye out and your ear out
and your teeth out.
He'll put it all out.
Big Paul training over there with Team Elite.
I'm tough, mean, and intense, and I'm going to bring it. I work full time, and besides that, whenever I have time, I train, which is pretty much every night. I'm lifting weights, running, going to the gym at Elite. I'm going to win because I'm meaner, tougher, more athletic, and it's got it.
He's got it, Johnny. He's got it. But old Drew Crew, he's been there before, Johnny. He's been around the game for a little while, and not a whole lot faces this.
Yeah, Mike, Drew is the weathered veteran definitely in this matchup. The kid's, like you said, been there, done that. The guy that's done a little bit of everything for us. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, NHB, he's done it all.
He's even trained the Team Elite for a little while.
Technical fighter. My cardio's not where I'd like it to be, so actually I haven't been training much at all. So I'm going to try first round technicality, then I'm going to go for the kill second round. I haven't been training much. I've just been training for a triathlon, actually, is what my training's been. Just looking for my experience to get me through this. I'm going to take this fight to you, bud. I know you're a physical specimen, but I ain't backing down, man. I'm going to gas out before I tap out.
I've known Drew Crew a long time, and he's not afraid of a whole lot. And, you see right here, he's confident in any situation he gets into. He realizes he's up against a kid that's big and strong, but, nothing faces this kid.
Well, yeah, even he agreed with that. He even, said what we were talking about. Hey, I got experience, and that's really what he's going to rely on, because if you want to match strength for strength, Big Paul Olsen is definitely the horse in this matchup.
And Drew hasn't been training like he knows that he should have, but he says, I'm going to use that experience, and really that's what he's going to have to draw onto. But you see right here, boy, when you get a guy as strong as Paul Olsen get a hold of you, you realize somebody's got a hold of you.
Yeah, he got a hold of him, Mike, and he was trying to throw Drew Crew, and Drew Crew lands now in a half-mount position, and Drew knows what to do for him, Mike. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some elbows, possibly looking for a submission attempt.
Well, I think that was a very good indicator early on where experience did pay off. Drew Crew kind of got his hips back and avoided that throw, especially from a kid that's just as strong as an ox, man. You look at Paul Olsen there, he is just a powerful looking specimen.
Oh my gosh, Mike, talking to the guys that he trains with, they say that he just wraps him up and squeezes him, and even if they are putting a submission on him, Mike, he'll fight right through it and get into a position where he can just squeeze him.
He just hook shotted Drew Ellisor off the top of him and got on top, and now Drew is feeling the wrath of that power, I would think, and Paul Olsen just got to sit up and throw some punches.
Sit up and throw some punches. Crowd Drew against the cage, and I hear the Bird Dog over there yelling at him, telling him what to do. Get him in the corner, and then do what you do, and that's throw down big bombs. Because I don't think as far as skill level is concerned, I don't think Paul is going to be looking for too many submission attempts, Mike. I think he's just going to be looking to smash old Drew Crew through the floor.
He'll submit you by hitting you, and then right there. But Drew doing a pretty good job of keeping the distance where Paul Olsen wasn't able to sit up and throw those big shots, but Paul Olsen does get over in the side mount position now and maybe improve his position just a little bit.
But Drew Crew, Mike, doing a smart thing, walks up the cage, and that really makes it hard for Big Paul to get into a top position and throw down those punches. So Drew Crew once again showing his experience inside the cage.
We've said it 1,000 times already, but you got strength and youth versus the wily veteran here, and really it's panning out just like we predicted. You see that Drew Crew is really kind of minimizing damage here in the early going. In the first round, he did say, first round I'm going to try to be real technical with him, and maybe if he's prophetic, he's going to go for the kill in the second round.
Well, Mike, yeah, once again, cardio training, and Drew Crew said his cardio isn't where he wants it to be.
But he said he's going to stand and back up there and test that cardio.
Good, test that cardio. But he's been training for marathons and stuff, and let's see what he's got. Let's see if he's got enough juice in this tank to go with Paul Olsen 3 rounds?
Well, Drew getting a nice little sweep there. That was a pretty little sweep that winds him up in the corner. Now he has full position here, and with about 20 seconds left, Johnny, does he have enough in the tank to do something with it?
Well, let's see if Paul's is strong enough in his back just to get him off of him. I know that he's not going to like that position right there, but what do? He just rolls him over.
Wow, that was pretty impressive on both parts there, and you were going to draw to the end of the first round here, Johnny, and this is another tough fight to score.
How do you score it? What do you do?
It go both ways, where Paul Olsen attempted a takedown that he didn't quite get. Drew Crew wound up in position. Then you see with Drew getting a nice sweep for a takedown and then losing that position. So back and forth stuff, John Ritchie, very, very difficult to score.
Yeah, not sure how they're going to do it, Mike. Once again, would hate to be a judge in this position, but the Bird Dog's in the corner. Let Big Paul Olsen know what he needs to do to make sure he gets himself a victory.
He's got the master Jeremy Horn over there giving a few words of advice as well. Drew Crew gives us the thumbs up, ready to come out here for the second round, and Paul Olsen just kind of looked like the Flintstones there. He got a little rolling head start.
Oh my God. Once again, Paul Olsen, hell of an athlete, Mike, a physical specimen, exceeded very well at the high school level and maybe into college a little bit when it comes to football. And you saw right there, he just tried to do a little tackle move on him.
Just missed a right hand, though. Drew Crew just dodging it. That thing had some pretty bad intentions on it.
Well, I think what Paul doesn't want to do.
Paul Olsen picks him up and carries him across the ring and slams him down right in front of his corner so he can listen in to get him a little advice when he's on the ground.
Well, Mike, that's going to score him a few points right there, Mike, even just for being a showman. He gets him all the way up and runs him all the way across the cage. Gets the big slam. But now let's see what he does from here, Mike. Let's see if he's going to do this ground and pound, if he's going to pin him against the cage and do the things that he talked about doing.
Well, lifting him up and slamming him down makes a lot of noise, but I don't know that it had any real true effect on Drew Ellisor, other than it can be kind of disheartening that guy ragdolls you like that, and now Drew's got to kind of recuperate underneath there and do something from underneath.
Well, Mike, that's exactly right. Drew is going to have to do something underneath. I think it's going to be hard to do with old Ralphie on top of him, Mike, using that weight and using that muscle to keep him pinned down there to do that ground and pound. But once again, he's wily. Drew Ellisor has been in a lot of positions, and he's kind of known for getting out of things that he probably shouldn't get out of. And right here you see he's doing a good job of working Paul Olsen off of him.
Yeah, Paul's throwing some shoulders down there on the ground, and Drew trying to work up the body just a little bit. Pretty good game of chess between the two of them here. Well, Drew looks like he might have
and that's Drew for you right there, Mike. But Big Paul picks him up just enough to slam him and make Drew aware that the mat was right behind his head.
Well, as we progress on here, though, how much will fatigue become a factor? Right there, you see it became a bit of a factor with a nice reversal by Drew Ellisor.
Drew has some pretty slick sweeps and pretty slick reversals, Mike, and he's done that twice tonight where Big Paul was in a position where I thought he was going to rain down some punches, and Drew Crew just slips him right off of him.
Did a great job there, and then now you see Paul Olsen really showing some signs of fatigue on his face. He looks like he's really tired, and that could be a great equalizer. Now he gives a full mount again. Drew does have a little bit of time left in the round here to do some damage.
Yeah, Mike, this is bad news for Big Paul Olsen, Mike, but I tell you.
Especially when he gives up his back like that.
And Drew's not even looking for a submission. Drew's looking to punch it away here. And looked like I thought Dave was going to stop it right there, but you saw Ralphie shake his head and say, no, don't stop it.
Dave was inching his way in there, but Paul Olsen, he's a tough kid. You got to realize, he's probably been hit a time or two before.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. That
Drew Crew goes for the arm lock, and doesn't look like, well, maybe he's got it.
Yeah, Mike, it looks like he's got, just as we say that, it slips off and he loses it. Now what's happened, Mike, with only a few seconds left? Wow.
I think that was a bit of a mistake. Drew Crew was in a very dominant position, was landing a lot of shots, and that arm lock was kind of sloppy, as you mentioned, just because he's getting a little bit tired here, and gave up position at the end of the round. Drew pushing him off, and I said, get up, man, I want to get up to my corner.
I want to get up to my corner because I can get some water.
We want to go back to the corner. We got round 3 when we come back. welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, we're getting into the third round of 3 3-minute rounds of NHB action between Big Paul Olsen and Drew Ellisor. Johnny, pretty action past first and second round. I think I've got Drew Ellisor slightly ahead on the scorecards because of that flurry right there.
Yeah, that flurry right there, even though Big Paul Olsen did have the takedown, Mike. Drew was slick in the second round, throwing submission attempts, had full mount position, and Mike, he did a great job in that second round.
I think the tank is on low with Paul Olsen, though. He's getting pretty tired. He's a big, strong kid. Really, he did ragdoll Drew Ellisor a little bit in the first round, a little bit more in the second round, but as the second round drew to a close there, you really saw some signs of fatigue from Paul Olsen. You see him kind of clumping around the cage here. He's a little bit tired here, Jeff.
Oh yeah, I want to go on a limb and say not a little bit. He's a lot tired. But Drew landed 3 or 4 nice shots, did a nice leg kick, and you saw Big Paul, Mike, throw a kick that looked like a baseball bat moving at 2 miles an hour. But
yeah. Well, you know, Drew said he was training for a triathlon, and so you expect his cardio to be there. He's been able to sustain fairly well. I mean, but he hasn't done a lot of things that Paul Olsen had done to get tired. Right here now, he's paced himself pretty much in the first round, but you see he's really starting to come on and starting to do some damage here in the third round.
Yeah, he is, Mike. And Paul is absolutely fatigued. That shot shouldn't even have got him onto his back, but it did, because, man, fatigue makes cowards of men. How big and tough and strong you are. If your tank is on low, you have no air in your lungs, this is it. This is what happens.
Yeah, and Paul Olsen, I think he's not the type of kid to quit. He can tap here and end all this, but I really think he's resigned to the fact that, you know what, I'm just going to kind of lay down here.
Yeah,
I don't care if you hit me, I don't care what you do.
Yeah, but he's not going to tap, Mikey. The referee's going to have to either stop this thing, or Drew is going to have to do just that and get him in a nice submission. But there is the tap.
There's that arm lock that he was after pretty much all fight, and he kept doing it, swinging that leg around really wide, and Paul Olsen was able to get his arm out, but not that time. Drew got that thing on, there's no question about it. Both these guys are tired, but Drew walking away with a pretty big win.
Yeah, pretty big win over Big Paul Olsen, old Ralphie, Mike. I don't expect this to be the last time we'll see that gigantic, enormous monster in the cage.
I guarantee it's not. I'm sure we'll see Drew Ellisor again as well, but there's Ralphie's debut here. I think he came out and showed some pretty good things, just get a little cardio, and he'll come back and do it again.
Absolutely, way to go. Ralphie, you get the loss. Drew gets the win. Congratulations, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you both very soon.
Go to markmarine.com or call Marine Credit Systems 467-9980.
Paul, man, trial by fire, baby. You got in here tonight. You fought a pretty tough kid in Drew Ellisor. We kind of threw you to the wolves, but you fought hard, man. That's a tough kid with a lot of experience. I can see that you're visibly upset, man, but how you feel right now?
I'm mad, of course, but I got to get my ass in shape.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to doubt that, bro. I saw you in the first round. You look so brutal. You look so big and strong, but fatigue it'll whip you, man. And right there, I saw in the later rounds, you just see your gas was on empty.
I gassed. I mean, I fought his tough son of a bitch. I thought he was going to gas before me, and he outlasted me.
Well, before talking to him before, that's what he was hoping, that he wouldn't gas out. But both you guys gave it all you got, Paul, and that's how you fight. You leave it all inside the cage, man. So I just want to say thanks for being a part of the experience, man. Is there anyone you need to thank, and what's next?
Oh yeah, I need to thank take a nap for shirt and shorts. Check them out. I want to thank Lee, all the guys there, the greatest. Birdsley. You know, Birdsley, trying to be like him, and I need a lot more work, that's for sure, but hey, I'll give it up. Thanks for everyone coming out and seeing me, all my friends and family.
Wait, Paul. Oh, we know you'll be back, man. You're training with the Bird Dog. You're training with all the right people. Look, man, you got a long ways to go in this sport, and I think, Paul, if you stick to it, you're going to be a champion. I just want to say tonight you were good, but just not good enough. Thanks so much for being a part of the experience, bro.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Drew, I'm telling you, after that first round, you were tired, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
After that second round, you're even a little more tired, weren't you?
Twice as bad.
And right now, you're pretty damn tired, aren't you?
You saw me sitting back on the stool there.
You know what, though? You dug down deep. I haven't seen that in a while, and I've missed you because this guy's got a lot of heart, and he dug down deep tonight, came away with a big win. How's it feel?
Feels great. I haven't trained at all for this fight. That's what I brought was heart. That's all I brought today. I haven't trained for over a year.
Some guys just don't need it. Because I'm telling you, Paul Olsen's a tough kid. He stepped in the ring. I was like, that is just a big, strong-looking kid. And you won all 3 rounds, in my opinion.
Yeah, you see him pick me up over the ring. It's crazy.
I saw that, and I heard the when he did it. I was like, oh my goodness, that's a strong kid. Hey, come back with a big one. What's next for you? You gonna come back?
Oh yeah, I'm not done at all.
All right, bro. I gotta say, it's great having you here tonight. Good job. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Great fight.
Not the ending I thought, Mike. I honestly thought Big Paul was going to come in and just overwhelm Drew Crew. But Drew Crew, he's got the experience. Like you said, Mike, he's got the heart, and you cannot teach that.
And I'm not so sure that it was experience as it was just Drew Crew's got a lot of heart. He knew he was outmatched physically. He knew he was outmatched strength-wise. But, you know, he just dug down deep and did what he had to do.
But yeah, Mike, and you saw 2 submission attempts. Big Paul stands up, slams him, but third time's the charm. He locks on the armbar, and that was it. So, good fight.
All right, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. Patrick Upton has been harassing me about being in the main event. He wanted to be in the main event more than just about anything. And tonight was a card that was stacked with superstars. A card that was stacked with great matchups. But guess what, Patrick Reeves? You're the main event. Who's he fighting?
Well, Patrick Upton, Mike, is going up.
Patrick Upton, my bad.
Yeah, Patrick Upton, Mike, is going up against Greg Giles, a guy that, man, they say a lot of good things about this guy. They say when he's technical, he's not afraid to stand up and bang, and he's good at all around at pretty much everything he does. He may not be excellent, but he's just good enough.
Uh-oh, Patrick, being in the main event means you have a tough opponent? You know, be careful what you ask for, my friend. It's your main event, lightweight, no holds barred. Check it out.
Oh, Patrick finally gets his wish tonight, Johnny Ritchie.
Well, that's because he had such a great knockout, like a 6-second knockout the last time we got in here. And I remember you telling him, you get a knockout in the first round, Patrick, and I will give you the opportunity to fight me.
Well, not that. He's paid his dues. This kid has been around. He's done what it takes to be in a main event tonight. They call him the Iron Man for a reason. He's really done what it takes to be here.
I started out as a street fighter. I've been doing a lot of Jiu Jitsu, a lot of kickboxing. When I get in the cage, I usually like to be pretty aggressive, push the pace of the fight, wear my opponents out, and to prepare for this fight, I guess I went to the gym as much as possible, ran, ate healthy, watched a lot of TV, some comedies, Bruce Lee, watched some porn, worked on my Kung Fu grip. I don't know, I just think losing sucks ass, so I just plan on winning every time I get in the cage. I never show up to lose, so that's pretty much it.
It was kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, that was, Mike. That was. Well, Patrick Upton, he's not only a tough kid, Mike, but he's a funny character. He's good for the show.
Well, Greg Giles is going to know if he gets locked in that Kung Fu grip then.
Yeah, he's going to know all about it, Mike. But Greg Giles, once again, the guy says he's pretty much good at everything that he does.
You know, I'm fairly well-rounded, not great at anything, but pretty good at everything, so just kind of take it as it comes and go with the flow. I usually do pretty good cardio. I try to get over and roll at least 3 times a week. Try to spar at least once or twice a week. Watch what I eat. Proper protein, carb balances, things of that nature. I think I'm probably going to be a little more prepared than him. It sounds like he's probably prepared as well, but I've been around the block a few times, and I think I'm going to take it to him.
I kind of like that. It says I'm not really excellent at anything, but I'm pretty good at everything.
Pretty good at everything, Mike. And talking to Court McGee and some of those guys in the Order Connection, they agree with this guy. So that's the truth. You get him into any position, Mike, and he's going to fight hard. He's not going to give up on anything.
Well, this is going to be a great matchup then, because, you know, Patrick Upton he's one of those kind of kids that he doesn't want to touch gloves here, Johnny.
No, Mike, well, it's a superstition. He would never touch his gloves. Patrick doesn't like to do it, and I think it's because the first time he fought, remember, touched gloves and got popped right on the chin right after.
Well, he just got popped right on the chin anyway. So I think maybe you ought to be a little sportsman about it.
Well, Mike, I think he'll give him a handshake and a hug after the fact, but before the fight, let's just fight. I
know he's got a point. You know, this is a fist fight, and maybe there's not a whole lot of time for pleasantries as you're about to punch each other in the face.
About to punch each other in the face and do this, but either way, Patrick Upton now on the bottom, Mike. Be careful because Patrick's jiu-jitsu game has improved. He's been over there with Gerald Harris, working with Mike Colby, and working his butt off at the UCTC to make sure that when he comes in here and he gets in this position, he can win.
Leg lock here, Johnny Ritchie, and they might just have it. Well, didn't quite. Well, maybe he does. Johnny looks like a knee bar here.
He's got to straighten that thing. Oh! Greg Giles reverses and rolls right out of it now. Patrick, not a very good spot for Patrick. If he can do that and punch from underneath there, he can make things very uncomfortable for Patrick.
Giles did a great job right there. Position. He was expecting that and did a great job in countering it here. And as you mentioned, for a moment there, had the back of Patrick Upton. And boy, this main event didn't seem like so much fun all of a sudden.
Yeah, Mike. Well, Patrick's going, wow, this kid is tough. But Patrick, once again, Mike, not afraid to work from the bottom, work for submissions. He likes to do what he practices, Mike, and that means you won't be surprised to see him try new things in fights.
Well, you know, I think it's okay. I mean, he's been working on that leg lock quite a bit, and just didn't quite get it. And had he landed it, we'd all been giving him praise for it. So,
yeah.
You know, you got to take risks in this game. There's no doubt about it. You got a tough opponent like this, though, and you're going to pay for it when you don't quite get it.
No, you don't quite get it, and that's what the Iron Man's doing right now, still in the top position, Mike. Not really even looking for full mount. He's just looking to crowd him against the cage so that he can make him uncomfortable, make Patrick uncomfortable when he does land those shots. But not a whole lot going on as of right now, Mike. Little chess match here.
I think Patrick's kind of getting a little breather here. I think he's wisely so. He's knows it. He's underneath here and took a little break and got his wind back inside his lungs, and now he's looking to sit up and put on a guillotine choke, Johnny.
Well, Mike, he does have the arm encircled, but
I think he's got this.
Does he got it? Yeah, it looks like it's all pretty tight. Needless to say, on that one side, Mike, he's cranking.
Oh, baby, is he tapping her?
Oh, and there's the tap right there. Wow.
Right there. That was pretty slick how he put that on right there. I think he lulled the Giles into a little false sense of security, acted like he wasn't doing a whole lot, and as soon as he left his head down there, he just picked it off for him.
Well, Greg Giles knows that, Mike. You see him get up and he kind of smiled and said, damn it, you caught me. You caught me.
That's the way it goes sometimes, and RVA, man, comes in with a big win tonight. He's not even smiling, Johnny.
Get a smile on that face. You just won in the main event.
You're the big winner tonight, buddy. You're the big winner.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
You come with high regard. A lot of these guys said, hey, this kid's the real deal. He's tougher than nails, and he's going to put up a fight. And you did that tonight against Patrick Upton. What can we expect out of you in the future, Greg?
I just take it 1 week at a time. See what
I like the way you said 1 week at a time. Well, hopefully not too in the distant future, we can get you back up in here and do this thing again, man. Tonight you were good, brother, but just not good enough. Is there anyone you need to thank right now?
Yeah, I need to thank my trainers, Court and Danny Sanchez, Court McGee, all my buddies that came out to support me tonight. Appreciate it. Sorry. I promised my one buddy a win on his birthday, and I get caught in a guillotine.
Well, I'm going to tell him happy birthday anyways, and don't be sorry, bro. Don't hang your head. You're a tough guy, and I know we're going to see a lot more out of you. Don't make this your first and last time with us.
All right, thank you.
One more time, guys. Right there, man. Greg Giles in the house.
Go to markmarine.com or call Marine Credit Systems 467-9980.
The cutest thing I saw tonight was when you came out with those two little midget corner guys right behind you. That was cute.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
It's good to see those guys. Hey, Patrick, you're just getting better, plain and simple. I mean, we were talking a minute ago, your transitions, you actually look like you've been doing some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of the jiu-jitsu, the Tuesday and Thursday class with all the Machado guys down at the UCTC. So they've been teaching me a lot.
I did notice that you didn't want to use any kickboxing tonight. You went right to the ground.
Yep, it happens like that sometimes.
You have been coming to the kickboxing class, haven't you?
Yeah, I try to keep my opponents on my toes. I knocked them out last week, and then this week I try to submit them.
Oh, a little switcho, changeo, tricky stuff you had going on.
Exactly.
What's next? What's next week? You're going to fight next week. What are you going to do then?
Yeah, I'm going down to St. George. Going to fight Brian Kehoe. So hopefully I'll knock him out.
That's going to be a great matchup. Tough kid. I'm looking forward to that one. Big win for you tonight. You're in the main event. You are the main event. You did it tonight. Good luck next week. Great job tonight, though. Congratulations.
Thank you. Also, I got to thank everybody down to Attitude Tattoo, 231 East, 2100 South in Salt Lake City, and all my friends and everybody that comes out and supports.
Well, what about Rent a Midget that brought your corners?
Yeah, I like to thank the midgets that come and corner for me every now and then.
You know what I hear is fun to do with them? You can like do some bowling with them, like midget bowling. I hear that's a lot of fun.
And then like this tall, you can rest your beer right on top of there.
So much fun. Great job, man. Great night of fights, but next week is when it all goes down. We're going to really put the Civil War next week in St. George. I'm excited for it.
Well, Mike, you got North versus South. Some of the toughest athletes in the country, really, Mike, stepping inside the cage to prove what they have and take home the coveted UCE championship.
And we're staying at the Oasis in Mesquite. And Johnny, you might see this move get broken out on the dance floor. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to it.
Mike, no doubt about it, this move will be in effect in St. George. I know it.
By the way, that's my patented move. Don't even try that at home. We got the Ultimate Combat Experience in St. George next week. Join us. We'll see you there.